It was supposed to be the safest choice. The rideshare app, the familiar logo, the quiet reassurance of a driver profile, and a GPS map glowing on her phone screen. On a humid Friday night in June, 24-year-old Natalie Havers waved goodbye to her friends, pulled her denim jacket close, and slid into the back seat of a silver sedan. She believed it would take her home. Instead, it carried her into a nightmare. By morning, her bed was untouched, her phone silent, and her city would awaken to the devastating truth that sometimes the ride you trust most can be the one that ends your life. Natalie was born and raised in San Marcos, Texas, the middle child in a family of 3. She was known for her quick smile and her unstoppable energy. Her mother, Elaine, would later describe her as the heart of their family, the kind of daughter who could make you laugh on the darkest days. Natalie loved animals with a devotion that began in childhood, when she spent hours nursing stray kittens and begging to bring home every lost dog she saw. That love only grew as she got older. After years of study, she had just graduated from Texas State University with a degree in biology, determined to pursue veterinary school. To pay for her applications, she worked as a veterinary technician, where clients remembered her gentle voice and steady hands. Her best friend, Tessa Ward, recalled how Natalie had a way of making ordinary life feel extraordinary. A simple trip to the grocery store would turn into a comedy sketch, with Natalie dancing down aisles, singing off-key, and cracking jokes that made strangers smile. She was ambitious but never too busy to comfort a friend. Cautious by nature, she was always the one reminding others to text when they got home safe, the one double-checking locks at night. That makes what happened to her all the more haunting. On Friday, June 11th, 2021, Natalie joined Tessa and 2 other friends downtown to celebrate Tessa's new job. They started with dinner, then moved between bars, snapping photos, laughing, and soaking in the summer night air. Natalie wore her faded denim jacket, the one she jokingly called Lucky. Just after midnight, they decided it was time to call it a night. Natalie lived only 15 minutes away, so they opened the Uber app. A silver Toyota Camry pulled up. The driver's name? Marcus D. On the app, he looked ordinary. 4 stars. Hundreds of completed trips. Natalie, standing closest to the curb, volunteered to go first. She hugged her friends, promised to text when she got home, and climbed into the car. It pulled away into the night. That was the last time they ever saw her alive. At first, no one worried. Natalie was responsible. But phones die, texts get forgotten. By 2 in the morning, though, when her phone still hadn't lit up, Tessa began to feel uneasy. She sent a text. No answer. She called. Straight to voicemail. By morning, panic began to set in. Natalie never missed work, but that Saturday, she failed to show up for her shift at the animal clinic. Her co-workers tried calling. Nothing. Elaine, already anxious, called police by 9:30. Natalie was officially reported missing. When investigators pulled her phone records, her last location pinged near a stretch of Highway 71 outside Austin, a lonely, desolate area. The following morning, at 6:45, a jogger spotted something unusual in the brush near that highway. First, a torn denim jacket, then a scattering of personal items, a wallet, a phone, a purse. Then they saw her. Natalie's body was hidden just off the road. She had been strangled, bruises along her arms showing she had fought desperately. The medical examiner later confirmed she died between 1 and 2 a.m., not long after leaving her friends. Police turned to the obvious first step, tracking her Uber ride. The app led straight to 32-year-old Marcus Delaney. At first glance, his record as a driver looked clean enough. He had been with the platform for months, his rating above average. But when investigators dug deeper, a disturbing picture emerged. Marcus had prior arrests for assault, a suspended license from 2 years earlier, and a restraining order filed by an ex-girlfriend who described him as controlling, volatile, and obsessed. Somehow, he had slipped through the system. His background check had missed key offenses, clearing him to drive when he should never have been allowed behind the wheel. Police searched his home and car. Inside his Camry, they found Natalie's earrings tucked into the glove box. Forensic teams uncovered her DNA on the seatbelt and traces of her blood on the upholstery. Surveillance footage from a gas station showed his car traveling toward the wooded area where she was later found, minutes before her phone went dark. With evidence mounting, Marcus was arrested on June 14th, just 3 days after Natalie vanished. As prosecutors prepared for trial, even more details about Marcus came to light. He had drifted between cities, working odd jobs. Former partners described violent outbursts, stalking, and frightening behavior. One woman testified that he had once waited outside her work for hours, threatening her if she didn't respond to his calls. Another remembered being forced into his car during an argument, terrified she wouldn't make it home. In court, these accounts revealed a man whose violence had escalated over years, a predator hidden in plain sight. The trial began in October 2022. The prosecution laid out the timeline with chilling precision. Phone GPS data placed Marcus's car on Highway 71 that night. Natalie's DNA was found in his vehicle. Her belongings were discovered in his possession. Surveillance video showed his car near the scene. Her mother Elaine took the stand, her voice breaking as she told the jury, she trusted him. She trusted the system that said he was safe, and he took her from us. The defense argued lack of intent, claiming the evidence was circumstantial, that Marcus panicked after an accidental altercation. But the jury was unconvinced. After 3 weeks of testimony, they deliberated just 6 hours. Marcus Delaney was found guilty of first-degree murder and aggravated kidnapping. His sentence, life in prison without parole. For Elaine, justice brought relief, but no healing. No sentence will bring my daughter back, she said. But at least he can never hurt anyone else's child. In the aftermath, she poured her grief into action, founding the Natalie Havers Foundation to push for stronger protections in rideshare services. She called for more thorough background checks, mandatory fingerprinting, and the creation of verified safe pickup zones in Texas. Her advocacy gained traction, and by late 2023, Austin officials partnered with Uber and Lyft to establish designated, camera-monitored pickup areas downtown. Each year on June 12th, Natalie's family and friends gather at the spot where she was last seen alive. They tie ribbons around lampposts, light candles, and tell stories of her laughter, her dreams, her boundless kindness. Tessa speaks every year, her voice steady but heavy with grief. She wasn't just a victim. She was my best friend. She deserved more, and I'll never stop telling her story. Natalie's story is a haunting reminder of how fragile trust can be. She was cautious. She was responsible. She did everything right that night, and still her life was stolen by someone hiding behind the illusion of safety. She was 24, with plans, with a future. Her final ride should have been routine. Instead, it became the end of her story. But through her family, her friends, and the foundation that bears her name, her light endures. Her memory fuels reform. Her laughter still echoes in the stories told each June. And her name reminds us all to never take safety for granted. If Natalie's story moved you, share your thoughts in the comments below. Keep her memory alive. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories that deserve to be told.